featuring the Fightin' Gators of the University of Florida.
From Florida Field in Gainesville, it's a homecoming afternoon on the University of Florida campus as the 14th ranked Florida Gators take on the Temple Owls. Hello again, everybody. I'm David Steele with Lee McGriff. Thanks for joining us this week on the Gator Football Network. Temple comes in here with a record of 3-3, Lee, and they're not your typical homecoming type opponent. Good football team.
Temple is good. Of course, they beat Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh beat Notre Dame last week. And I think the Florida players and the Florida coaches know that they've got to play well to win this game.
Temple's quarterback, James Thompson, it's a homecoming of sorts for him. He played his high school ball at Leon High.
He sure did, with Clifford Charlton also playing at Leon. And they're going to face each other for the first time since their high school days.
Emmitt Smith has a chance to break a big college rushing record this afternoon.
Well, he needs 164 yards to hit the 1,000-yard mark before the 8th game, which would be a freshman record, NCAA record, and that's a big challenge for him today, and of course, a major part of Florida's offense is Emmitt Smith.
We've been looking forward to the matchup between Emmitt Smith and Todd McNair, Temple's fine running back, but McNair watched the pregame workouts from the sidelines on a pair of crutches, so it looks like McNair will not play this afternoon for Temple. We'll have the opening kick in just a moment.
Gator football is brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Florida, Armstrong Carpet and Flooring, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida, Eastern Airlines, First Union Bank, your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealers, Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Likes Meats, Miller Lite, Scotty's, Shands Hospital at the University of Florida, and Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue.
When life is on the line, the North Florida Regional Emergency Center is ready. Not every emergency is life or death, but that's what we're prepared for. In fact, all our personnel are 100% certified in advanced cardiac life support. That's commitment. The job is tough, but we love the work. North Florida Regional Emergency Center.
How fast is the new Isuzu Impulse Turbo? How does 950 miles per hour sound? The Impulse Turbo. Faster than a speeding... well, you know.
Going on now, the lowest year-end closeout prices at Premier Isuzu Highway 200 in Ocala.
Temple kicks off, and Kerry Watkins waits and fields the football at the 7-yard line. Watkins to the 20. He's got a big wedge of blockers in front of him, and Kerry Watkins finally brought down at the 42-yard line of Florida. Florida's offensive starters, freshman running back Emmitt Smith, as we spoke in the pregame comments about his opportunity to get 1,000 yards rushing this afternoon for the season, and there's that big offensive line that hopes to help him do it. Florida from its own 42-yard line, first down and 10. Quarterback Kerwin Bell moving up in the Southeastern Conference career passing records. Emmitt Smith gets his first call of the afternoon and picks up 8 yards out to the midfield stripe. Temple's defensive starters, Ralph Jarvis, leads their quarterback sack parade this year. Linebacker Joe Pacenti, the leader and the captain defensively. And Eddie Parker, the free safety, an all Big East selection a year ago and a senior. Second down and 2 from the midfield stripe for the Florida Gators. Just underway from Gainesville. Emmitt Smith bumped out of bounds after a 20-yard gain at the 30-yard line of Temple. The linebacker Pacini took him out of bounds, and Emmitt Smith off and running against the Temple Owls.
This is a play that Florida's run so effectively time after time, going to the split inside. Emmitt Smith just runs behind the guard and the tackle on that side, finds daylight, gets up the field. 28 yards and 2 carries. Pretty impressive start.
Emmitt came into this game. He only needed 20 yards to become the all-time freshman rushing leader. So he's just done that, and he takes the swing pass from Kerwin Bell and gets a couple of yards down to the 30-yard line. He fumbled it, but the official right on the play said Emmitt Smith had already gone down. Joe Greenwood made the stop.
That play is called a read screen, and what happens is Kerwin takes the ball and drops straight back, and he reads the linebacker, the inside linebacker to his right, and if the linebacker goes down the field with the tight end, he dumps it off to Emmitt. If he runs over to get Emmitt, he throws it to the tight end. So it's keep away from the linebacker.
2nd down and 8. Fullback Anthony Williams, and nothing there. Walker there to make the stop. The defensive tackle for Temple. 6'1", 252, a senior from Philadelphia, Rodney Walker. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 once again from the 28-yard line.
It's real important from time to time that Florida run those plays with the fullback to keep those linebackers from keying on Emmitt all day, because so often it's the linebacker clearing the fullback clearing the way for Emmitt to run. So sometimes it's not sometimes, but every game they need to give the fullback the ball several times to keep him honest.
Simmons wide right, Emmitt Smith in a slot right, and Bell's throwing for Emmitt Smith inside the 20, and he's down at the 13-yard line of Temple.
Excellent job by Kerwin that time. They came with a blitz, and they left Emmitt uncovered. He was completely uncovered. The linebacker that was supposed to take him just left him. As you'll see right here, there is no one around Emmitt whatsoever. Stacy Simmons coming over trying to help out, something that he does very well, and that's block downfield.
From the 14-yard line, the Gators have moved it from their own 42-yard line on this drive. Emmitt Smith has been carrying the load on this possession. This time there's nothing there as Pacenti, the team captain and defensive leader, makes the stop, number 38. He's got 2 brothers on this team as well. The Pacenti family, a Temple football tradition. Brother Chris is an offensive lineman. Brother Tim, a defensive end. He is their leading tackler. It'll be 2nd down. Gators inside the 15-yard line of Temple. Bell unloads it to Emmitt Smith inside the 10, and he goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Gator football is brought to you in part by Dairy Farmers, producers of real Florida fresh milk, by Scotty's. Save on quality building products at over 140 Scotty's stores. And by Likes Family Fragrance. Old-fashioned goodness is better. Gators had an ineligible receiver downfield on that last play. Were penalized 5 yards. It's 2nd down now from the 18-yard line, and Bell once again scrambling out of the pocket. He'll keep it and runs out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's a lot of effort for very little yardage for Kerwin Bell.
Kerwin's looking downfield and anticipating man-to-man coverage because they've got the wide receivers running pass patterns, post patterns, and crossing patterns, trying to anticipate the man coverage, and they played a zone that time and just took the routes away, and Kerwin used his head, didn't force the interception because no one was open downfield, and did a good job of just getting back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 14. Willie Snead at the top of your screen. Darrell Woolard is wide to the left side. Bell looking to throw with pressure on. Woolard is open, and touchdown, Florida.
This time, they came with the man-to-man coverage. They're blitzing. As you can see, their linebackers coming at Kerwin. The backs pick them up. Kerwin gets the ball off. Darrell Woolard runs a post pattern. Does a great job of concentrating and getting down low with the ball to make the sure catch for the touchdown.
Darrell Woolard,
catch. I'm sorry, David.
The sophomore from Gainesville. That's his first touchdown catch of the year. He caught one last year against Georgia Southern in the season opener. And Kerwin Bell, his 5th touchdown pass of the season, and he's now got 52 in his college career, moving up and closer to Pat Sullivan and John Reeves, who've got 53 and 54 ahead. 53 and 54 career touchdown passes respectively. There's McGinney's extra point, and Florida jumps on top of Temple 7-0, still early in the first quarter.
65 years ago, Leo walked across the living room for the first time, and everyone cheered. This year, he took some bigger steps thanks to hip replacement surgery and therapy at Shands Hospital. Arthritis had made walking nearly impossible. The surgery, which Shands performs with remarkable success, was his opportunity to walk normally again. Today, he finds joy in every step he takes.
Boy, I used to love to take.
Shands Hospital, we're with you for life.
Robert McGinney kicks off. Florida just went 58 yards on 8 plays on its first possession of the afternoon. Mike Palis is knocked down by the Gators special team. Dwayne Glover made the stop. Temple's offense, as we said in our pregame comments, working without the 10th leading ground gator in college football this year. Junior Todd McNair is out on crutches on the sideline, watching out of uniform. And a lot of the responsibility offensively will fall on the shoulders of that guy right there. Quarterback James Thompson, the senior from Leon High School in Tallahassee. Florida's defense, Gerald Dickens, made the stop on the first down play. Dickens, one of the leaders in that Gator defensive unit. Clifford Charlton, and the secondary of Mulberry, Williams, Oliver, and Kerry Watkins. Second down and 5 from the 29-yard line. Tom Quinn getting the starting nod at tailback in replace of Todd McNair. Thompson fakes the handoff to Quinn, and he is chased down and caught from behind by Clifford Charlton. A couple of old high school teammates have a little reunion down there around the 30-yard line.
Clifford Charlton right here shows his quickness. He's rushing the passer. He's blocked. He keeps fighting upfield. And, of course, quarterback goes to scramble, and you can see Clifford Charlton just accelerate and make that tackle. If he hadn't caught him from behind, he could have picked up some positive yards.
Third down and 3 from the Temple 31-yard line. Thompson will throw it again, pumps it once, and incomplete. He's looking for the tight end, Hennant. And one hopped it up into the arms of Lewis Oliver. Florida's defense gets a nice hand from this capacity crowd as they come off the field.
You know, the thing about Thompson that people criticize is the fact that he's throwing for about 43% this year. But one thing is evident. You can watch him in warm-ups and watch him in the early part of this game. He has a very live arm. It's not that he can't throw.
Ed Liberati. And Jarvis Williams makes the fair catch at the 34-yard line, and that's where the Gators will take over with 9:57 left in the first quarter. And Florida on top of Temple 7-0. Willie McGrady, the fullback, and Emmitt Smith, the tailback. And it is the tailback and the freshman rambling downfield for 11 yards after the 45-yard line.
One of the things that Florida's offensive coaches have done very well is they've spread out the defense by using 3 wide receivers. And then they only have to work with the 4 down linemen and the 2 linebackers. And once again, Florida's offensive line is doing an excellent job of blocking and Emmitt picking his holes. But they're taking the tight end and they're splitting him out and the two other wide receivers, and they're taking 2 of those front people that normally play up in there tight. They have to stretch them out.
Emmitt Smith off to a good start this afternoon. That one just overthrown, intended for Stacy Simmons. Stacy had come back toward the football, which is what you like to see a receiver do, and that pass was just a little bit overthrown by Kerwin Bell. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 once again from the 45-yard line. Galen Hall has enjoyed great success, especially here at Florida Field. Once again, it's McGrady and Emmitt Smith. And he found a crack, and Emmitt Smith all the way down to the 35-yard line of Temple.
You can see that everybody is picked up. Great job by the offensive line. Willie McGrady, he doesn't have to block them now. They get out of his way. Then Emmitt just does the rest once he gets in that secondary, just weaves for more yards.
Florida moving it on its 2nd possession of the afternoon. They scored on their first opportunity, a 58-yard drive in only 3.5 minutes. And they've already pushed it from their 34 down to Temple's 35-yard line, 1st down. Emmitt Smith showing that great balance and taking it down to the 26-yard line of Temple.
I don't know if you could see it very clearly on that play, but as Emmitt took the ball to his right, there was just a little crack to get through, and he kind of did a little tap dance to get through it. It's just incredible footwork that he slipped through that hole.
Looked like he turned his body slightly sideways to give himself enough room to get through that crack. 2nd down and 1 from the 26. Fullback Willie McGrady, and he picks up the 1st down and maybe an extra yard. It was Kirk Drukenbrod on the stop. Emmitt Smith on his way to one of the finest seasons, if not the finest season, for a running back in Florida football history.
You know, actually on that play, although it wasn't a very long run, it was a 1st down run, but Florida tried to run the trap, and Temple just stuffed it. Willie did a good job to bounce outside and get that 1st down.
Tight end Walter Odom just inside the 20-yard line. He's taken down by Pacente. That play good for 4 yards. Odom, one of the leading receivers on this Gator offense, and the senior tight end from Miami.
This is the play that Kerwin threw to Emmitt Smith on the previous drive, that the read screen that we described earlier. This time he elected to go to Walter Odom, who made a nice catch and got up the field. Almost took an official with him.
2 receivers wide to the left and Walter Odom to the right on 2nd and 6. Emmitt Smith sweeping the left side, a nice cut to the inside. And it takes a couple, 3 or 4 defenders to bring him down. Finally, down around the 10-yard line.
Another great run by Emmitt. They're so hard to describe. They're just great runs time after time. But one thing that you have to notice, when he breaks through the front wave of defenders, you hardly ever see defensive backs just crashing in on him, because Florida's wide receivers really have done a good job of blocking downfield. And really all they hope to do is keep those defensive backs from crashing in and make them stay 15, 20 yards downfield and give Emmitt time to move downfield.
Emmitt Smith shaking up on that play, and here's their substitute, Wayne Williams, and Wayne Williams takes it in for the touchdown. Another very impressive drive, and the Gators are on top 13-0 with the extra point still to come.
Great block right there by Willie McGrady. Offensive line just pushing Temple down the field. Wayne Williams getting in for the touchdown. Great looking play.
So it's Wayne Williams with the 9-yard touchdown run to give the Gators the 13-0 lead. That is the 4th touchdown carry of the season for Wayne Williams. Robert McGinney's extra point makes it 14-0. 56 yards on the drive. 8 plays, just like the first scoring drive for the Gators, and took only 3 minutes and 7 seconds of the clock. So the Gators off to a great start on a homecoming afternoon in Gainesville. Mike Palis taken out of bounds, and there's going to be a flag there, and the late hit penalizes the Gators 15 yards, and Temple's got the ball at their 44-yard line. First down and 10. Quinn once again, the ball carrier, and senior tackle Pat Penner makes the stop. Temple has not scored a touchdown in the first quarter of a game all year long, and you can see what the Gator defense has been doing all season long to its opponents. Florida's defense ranked 6th in the nation. Coming into this game, giving up only 234 yards in total offense per game. Second down and 8, and Gloucester cannot make the catch. Keith Gloucester is the top receiver on this Temple team, but he's been bothered by hamstring problems and hasn't played as much, certainly, as they would have hoped for. He is a big play type receiver.
Gloucester ran a sideline pattern about 12 yards deep, and again, even though that ball was overthrown, you could see how easily and how strong Thompson can throw that football.
Third down and 8 from the 46. Good protection for Thompson, and it is complete to Andy Garzinski at the Florida 40-yard line. Jarvis Williams, Lewis Oliver covering.
Thompson looking downfield at the linebackers and the free safety. They run somebody through the middle of the field to hold the free safety temporarily. The split end crosses, hits him for about a 15-yard gain. Nice catch. Lewis Oliver was right on top of him.
Temple crosses the 50-yard line for the first time in this game. And on first down, it's Quinn. And Jarvis Williams makes the tackle for the Gators.
It's interesting to watch what Temple's trying to do to Florida's defensive front. They're taking their tight end and bringing him in a very short motion behind the line of scrimmage. And what they're trying to do is get an angle on Florida's defensive end and kick him out, and then lead the fullback and the tailback through the hole right where the tight end kicks out.
Second down and 4. Thompson would like to throw, but there's great pressure put on him, and he unloads it, but he had stepped out of bounds. That's the fullback Morris with the ball, but the quarterback Thompson stepped out of bounds as he threw the football, and they'll bring that ball back and spot it at the 34-yard line. Thompson, you'll see it here.
Just scrambling, and right there his right foot's on that line. And thank goodness it was.
Bruce Arians, a former staff member of Bear Bryant in Alabama, has ties with the Southeastern Conference going back. Third down and 5, and Thompson tries to set up the screen pass, almost intercepted by Todd Gatlin. Todd was going for the tackle, I think. Otherwise, he might have had an interception.
I think you're right. They had a screen going, and Todd Gatlin saw it coming and broke on the ball as soon as he saw it. And he was going to really jar the running back on that play. And in fact, when that ball went up in the air, Jarvis Williams was hustling over there too and almost caught it on the run.
Bill Wright's 52-yard field goal is good, and Temple is on the scoreboard. Florida now leading 14-3. Kerry Watkins bringing it back from the goal line. Watkins slips and is tripped up after about a 21-yard return. The Gators were not able to move the football, nor were the Temple Owls on their next possession, so we pick up action with 1:33 left in the first quarter. And Florida with the football at their own 14-yard line. Late in the first quarter, and Florida leading Temple 14-3. This time, Emmett Smith cannot turn that right corner as Torrance Sconyers is there to make the stop for the Temple Owls.
You know, it's gotten to the point with Emmett Smith, when they hand him the ball, the crowd stands up, and you just know something big's going to happen. And everybody almost acts truly disappointed when he only runs for 1 or 2 yards. But those things, he can't break every one of them.
He is the kind of back that creates that type of excitement that anything could happen on any play. Bell has got Walter Odom again. And Odom out to the 30-yard line. Picks up the first down. Parker and Cooper combine to make the stop for Temple. On 1st and 10 for the 30-yard line. Bell with good protection. Stacy Simmons at the 40. Looking for the corner, and he's got great speed. Simmons to the 30. He's gone for the touchdown. Stacy Simmons. Showing that great speed that we knew he had all along. And when he got into the open field, Lee, you knew he was going to score.
Just absolutely fantastic run. Simmons showing his quickness. He gets a block there. Makes a great move there, working across the field, keeping his balance, making another guy miss him. Anthony Williams making a great block. Looks like Darrell Woolard coming back, and then he shows that fantastic speed. And we've seen Wes Chandler at Florida Field. We've seen Ricky Nattiel. I don't know. Richard Trapp had some great runs in the past, but I don't know if we've ever seen one any more electric than those moves by Stacy Simmons right there.
That one will make the highlight film. Simmons' 70-yard touchdown connection with Kerwin Bell. The extra point makes it 21-3 Florida. As Robert McGinney kicks off once again. Mike Palis from the 15-yard line. The ball jarred loose. And I think Temple's got the football. Morris, the fullback, fell on it for the Owls at the 31-yard line. Oh, the Gators had a chance at that loose ball. It looked like Steve Loden may have almost been on top of it. We'll see what the replay shows.
Great hit right there.
Bill Lang made the hit.
Bill Lang. That's Loden going after the ball, and right when he came on top of it, got ready to pounce on the ball, looked like a Temple guy kind of just jumped on his back and made it squeeze out. Tough break.
Temple has not scored a touchdown, as I said, in the first quarter all year long, and they're about to run out of time here at Florida Field as Quinn gets 9 yards. Out near the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Kerwin Bell's touchdown pass to Simmons gives him now 53, and he only needs 1 now to tie the record, the career SEC record set by John Reeves. That's the end of the first quarter with Florida on top.
To be the best in Central Florida takes pride. What makes us want to serve you the way we do? It takes pride, and we're gonna show it. You're the best and you should know it. Come on and share a smile, Central Florida style. So here's to ya, Central Florida, your spirit shining through. Come Chevrolet, we've got pride.
The Alabama International Motor Speedway at Talladega. 3 standard production Saabs. It's probably pretty unlikely you'll ever need a car that can go 132 miles per hour, day and night, for 62,000 miles straight. But just in case you do, there's only one that's ever done it. The Saab 9000.
See the new Saabs at Northgate Saab, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, and BMW.
Levi, Lee, Wrangler, and Chick. The Rancher has your favorite jeans that fit. The Rancher always stocks a large inventory of jeans to fit every member of the family. Levi, Lee, Wrangler, and Chick. The Rancher has your fit at prices that won't bust your budget. And while you're there, check out our large selection of fine quality dressed, exotic, and work boots. Levi, Lee, Wrangler, and Chick. Your favorite jeans that fit are at the Rancher, 4821 Northwest 6th Street, where 441 and 6th Street meet.
Do you know where that water has been? The chemicals, minerals, additives, and who knows what your tap water contains? If you did, it might be hard to swallow. That's why Rainsoft's home water treatment system purifies water right at the tap, so you can drink healthfully ever after.
For a free water test, call Walt Fountain today. We remove hardness, iron, sulfur, chlorine, and any contamination, and Rainsoft has a lifetime guarantee.
Florida 21, Temple 3 as the second quarter begins from Florida Field. 2nd down and 1 for the Owls at their 40-yard line. The fullback, Sheldon Morris, hammers it up for first down yardage. Clifford Charlton makes the tackle. And it's 1st and 10 for the Owls at their 44-yard line. We'll be picking our Mid-State Federal Player of the Game this afternoon. Emmitt Smith has been taken to the Florida training room. Apparently, on his last carry, he did something to his wrist, so there'll be x-rays taken. And on Emmitt Smith, Tom Quinn with a big hole off left side, and Quinn is taken out of bounds by Louis Oliver, and another flag, and a couple of penalties give Temple the football at Florida's 46-yard line. We actually had offsetting penalties on that play, a hold against Temple and a late hit against the Florida Gators. Not offsetting, but penalties each way, and they were both marked off. Morris got 1 yard, and Rondi Weston and Jeff Roth really closed it up tight.
Jeff Roth just did his job right there by whipping the center. That's the first thing he has to do. He stood the center straight up, gave the back nowhere to go. It was just a mass of bodies right there, and then the pursuit stopped the rest of the play.
Nice to see Jeff Roth back on that field. He did not play last week against Cal State Fullerton because of a sore ankle. He appears to be full speed this afternoon. 2nd down and 9. Henry Brown looking for the quarterback sack, and he gets it.
Henry Brown has just done a great job all year. Shows great effort as well as quickness on this play of staying after the quarterback, not giving up. Just staying after him and staying after him. That one last lunge, there he is. Thompson felt him coming. Nice job by Henry Brown.
Thompson's got to be talking to himself as he finds a 6'3", 250-pound tackle able to chase him down from behind. 3rd down and 22. And Morris has nowhere to go. This portion of Fightin' Gator football presented by First Union Bank, new banking power for you, by Armstrong Floors. Only Armstrong has the richness of inlaid vinyl floors. And by Miller Lite, great taste and a less filling beer. Ed Liberati gets another punting opportunity for the Temple Owls. Jarvis Williams waits at the 19. And another penalty flag assessed against the Florida Gators, a clipping penalty. Half the distance to the goal from the spot puts it at the 11-yard line. 1st down and 10 from the 11. Senior quarterback Kerwin Bell. Hands off to Willie McGrady. And Temple closes it up. Alf Jarvis makes the tackle for the Temple Owls. Willie McGrady, the freshman from Palatka, getting a lot of playing time. He's alternating quite a bit with Anthony Williams, and Cedric Smith, another fine fullback prospect for the Gators, has been bothered by injuries this year and hasn't played as much as he would have liked to have played. But the Gators are in good shape at that fullback spot with McGrady and Anthony Williams and Cedric Smith.
Fullback positions made great contributions to the success of the running game with their blocking.
And Emmitt Smith shaken up on that play and will pick up action after yet another penalty. A personal foul penalty against Temple on a 15-yard one, and the Gators are at the 31-yard line. Willie Snead makes the catch. And Emmitt Smith heading to the locker room with Florida's trainers.
Kerwin has thrown the ball very crisply today. Throwing the ball well to the outside, throwing the hook patterns well, making good reads. Kerwin is very effective to this point in the game.
He is really sharp. Couple of passes thrown a little bit high. But overall, Lee, he has been on the money this afternoon.
He sure has.
Florida leading by the score of 21-3, still in the first half from Florida Field. Darrell Woolard and Willie Snead, the wide receivers right and left. Tight end Mark McGriff in the slot at the bottom of your screen. And it's complete once again to Willie Snead.
Well thrown ball again by Kerwin. Willie Snead doing a good job of making the sure catch. You got the tight end dragging across the field about 5 yards deep. Willie Snead going about 15 yards deep and dragging across the field in the other direction. The linebackers have to choose between coming up to cover the tight end or dropping off to cover Willie Snead, and that time they chose to cover the tight end. Bart McGriff, Kerwin made a nice throw to Willie Snead.
Snead, a transfer from the University of Virginia, and caught 9 passes in 2 seasons there in his first 2 years. At the Temple 22-yard line, Wayne Williams hammers it down inside the 20 to the 19. With Emmett Smith in the locker room, and they're taking a look at the freshman tailback. Wayne Williams has already scored 1 touchdown this afternoon. And Kerwin Bell has thrown for 2 others, 1 to Darrell Woolard and 1 to Stacy Simmons.
First place was won by Coach Savory's class. Second place, Pi Kappa Phi.
Second down and 7. Florida at the Temple 19-yard line trying to extend their lead. Quarterback Kerwin Bell calls for a timeout and heads for the sideline.
Never had before. Gatorade is Thursday, so go and give your thirsty body what it's feeling thirsty for. Gatorade is Thursday, for that deep down body thirst.
Nothing cuts through thirst like Gatorade Thirst Quencher. It speeds in fluids and minerals and supplies energy to working muscles.
Quench it! Gatorade is Thursday, for that deep down body thirst.
Watch real close now, take a lesson. Lax goes past, it's like a blessing. Giving Lax won't treat you wrong, cause when it's Lax, it's gone. Fact is, Lax is country good. Use fresh lean meat just like you would. Nothing in Lax don't belong, so when it's Lax, it's gone. The Lax boys don't add nothing to like it lean cold cuts they shouldn't. No fillers, no extenders, just leaner meat for real meaty taste. One more time, when it's Lax, it's gone.
9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Florida 21, Temple 3. Gators with a football at the Owl 19-yard line. Second down and 7. McGrady and Wayne Williams behind Kerwin Bell as Bell drops back to throw the football. It is incomplete, intended for Wayne Williams.
Now the pass intended for Wayne Williams. Incomplete. Flag in play.
However, Temple was ruled offsides on the play and penalized 5 yards, so the Gators get the mark down to the 14-yard line, and it will be second down and 2. Ernie Mills in motion. Wayne Williams hit by Carnell Washington right as he hits the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up third down.
Offensively, Florida has done an excellent job of mixing his plays up. They've thrown the ball to the outside. They've thrown the ball to the inside. They've thrown to the split end, the flanker back, the tight end, and, of course, the tailback, too. So they've really moved the ball well all around the field. And also their running game has been very effective, which that's part of what's going to help it continue to be so very effective.
And it doesn't hurt when a Stacy Simmons can make a great individual effort on a big touchdown play.
That's right.
Vicente can't wrap up Bell, and he unloads it. The catch is made, and Wayne Williams, give him credit for holding on to that football. They lost 3 yards on that play. Torrance Sconyers with the big defensive hit. And that'll bring up fourth down, and here's Robert McGinney on to attempt a field goal, which will be from about 33 yards out. Steve Ewing is the Gator holder. A little bit of an angle, the wind at his back. McGinney's kick is up and good. Senior Robert McGinney gives the Gators a 21-point lead over Temple.
How do you know which health care insurance to take these days? So many choices, so much talk. It's not only confusing, it's scary. But there's one quality health care coverage prescribed more often in Florida than any other, because it works with the best results for your dollar. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. Take this advice and call us in the morning.
Miller Lights with the world's funniest tennis coach, Jan Tiriak. This guy's a million laughs. Hey, remember the one you told me about the chicken and the tennis ball? That just cracked me up. Here, have another Miller Lite. Yeah, light tastes great and it's less filling. And you don't want to get filled up when you're having as good a time as we are. Right, Jan?
For serious beer drinkers, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Oh, stop it, man. You're killing me.
That is not the famous blimp, but one of another kind from Eastern Airlines as McGinney kicks off. And Mike Palis, 2 yards deep, will come out of there with it. And he may wish he had not, as Jerry Odom, the freshman, makes the stop. Temple was unable to move it. On Florida's next offensive possession, the Gators turned it back over on a punt, so we pick up action once again with 46 seconds left in the half. And Temple football at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10. The fullback, Nelson Herrera, driven out of bounds by Lewis Oliver.
Herrera, the ball carrier.
Temple coming with an unbalanced line to the left side here. They brought their tight end that was on the right side. They also had a tight end on the left side. They brought him in motion, which gave them an unbalanced line and some extra blockers to run that sweep play. They did it very effectively.
You think Temple believes they're going to have to keep running inside? They're going to have trouble running outside against Florida's defense with its speed on the corners?
I think they do. I think they do. They're very run-oriented as it is, and what it appears they're trying to do is just out-muscle Florida and get more blockers on our defenders.
Kentucky, 9.
Pass brings it out to the 39-yard line. First down and 10 for the Owls. Only 32 seconds left in the half. Mark Seeger knocks the ball loose, and Clifford Charlton picks it up. James Thompson never saw the play coming from behind him. Mark Seeger, you'll see him at the bottom of your screen. Right there. Jars that ball loose.
Great job by Seeger. He gave him what looked like a person swimming. They call that for defensive linemen a swim technique. Just kind of slipped by him and hustled to the quarterback. Of course, Clifford Charlton couldn't advance the fumble.
That's the end of the first half.
You've probably seen some commercials on TV talking about Sunbank being the bright way to bank. What do we mean by that? We mean that we have a group of bright professionals here to give you the kind of service that you deserve. From our teller line to our new accounts department to our loan department. They're here to answer the questions that you have in today's confusing world of financial services. Come in today and visit a Sunbanker so that we can continue to provide you with the quality professional service we have in Gainesville since 1947.
Buying a vehicle does not have to be an unpleasant experience. At Scoggins Chevrolet and Oldsmobile in Chiefland, we know our customers are our most important asset. That's why we treat them with the utmost courtesy and respect. Hi, I'm Joe Crane. If you're tired of idle promises from car dealers, come to Scoggins Chevrolet in Chiefland and see how differently you're treated. You'll find a great selection of Chevrolet cars, trucks, and Oldsmobile, plus this area's best selection of previously owned, recently reconditioned vehicles. So for the best deal and the best treatment, come to Scoggins Chevrolet in Chiefland.
Gator. No matter when your old tag expires, you can get this tag now. The official University of Florida license plate each time you buy one. It means $25 for academics.
Gator fans, this is a great way to show your Gator spirit.
Here's the latest news from the University of Florida.
The University of Florida, with its 35,000 students. They have hometowns all over Florida, all over the U.S., and in over 100 foreign countries. That's one reason UF has one of the most active student governments of any American university, to ensure that students from different places and different backgrounds can speak with one voice on issues important to them. Student Body President Jeff Jonason.
We have an opportunity to have people involved in every aspect of university life to make sure that student input's there, making strides, breaking down barriers to students having a good quality of life here on campus, whether it be spending money or whether it be actually working with the administration. I think that's the basic goal of student government, and I think it has been for years, is to provide students an opportunity to be heard on campus, in the community, and even in the state.
Jonason says without student government, student input would be fragmented. Now he says students have a voice at the University of Florida.
The University of Florida, serving the state and the nation.
These vinyl granules are the start of an extraordinary Armstrong process that results in a floor unlike any other. Designer Solarium. Its color isn't just printed on. That's for ordinary floors. This is the depth, richness, and lasting beauty of Designer Solarium, the only no-wax floor with a uniquely crafted look of inlaid color.
I always knew it was something special.
Armstrong, so nice to come home to.
See your local Armstrong dealer for Armstrong Designer Solarium.
If you want the inside story on Gator football, get Gator Bait. Call collect at 904-372-1215 and get a free 1987 football yearbook and 30 issues of exclusive Gator football coverage. If you want the inside story, get Gator Bait.
Eastern Airlines. This winter, fly to the beautiful beaches of the Bahamas or the Caribbean. Eastern, we've got your ticket.
Florida with a 21-point lead kicking off, and Mike Palis from the 3-yard line. And does he ever run into a wall of resistance? First half stats, and it's all Florida.
Well, Florida, one of the most impressive things they've done in the first half is throw the ball. It's the best they've thrown the ball in the first half to date. They have 207 yards throwing, and Kerwin looks awfully sharp, but it's obvious that they've dominated the football game offensively.
A lot of yellow laundry. 15 penalties, 143 yards total in the first 30 minutes of the football game. Temple from their 20-yard line, first down and 10. Tom Quinn, the ball carrier, and Clifford Charlton wraps him up around the 23-yard line. This telecast of Gator football is being seen by football fans not only in Florida but all across the United States. We'd like to hear from you. Drop us a line with a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll send you a Gator keychain and a Gator bumper sticker. Just send your comments to that address, and we'll send something right back to you. Second down and 7 from the 23-yard line. Tight end Mike Hennett in motion two ways, and they give it to Thompson. Rambling downfield, and Thompson carries it out about to the 29-yard line, about a yard short of the first down. Gator football sponsored in part by your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealers, home of the best built cars and trucks, by Shands Hospital at the University of Florida, Florida's referral hospital, and by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. We pick up action later in the third period with Temple at their own 20-yard line as neither team was able to move the football, and quarterback Thompson throwing it deep for Chambers, broken up and almost intercepted by Ricky Mulberry. Good coverage by the senior from Palatka. They go into that right corner.
Great coverage. Ricky Mulberry has a Temple receiver man-to-man all over the field. He's right by him when the ball is thrown, and he does a great job not pass interfering right here. He's in perfect position, gets up, battles for the ball. Great job, great effort. Again, Thompson showing the strength of his arm. He just threw that ball flat-footed.
Quinn fumbles the football. It is batted out of bounds, and they picked up about 5 extra yards on the fumble by Quinn. Gerald Dickens was trying like the Dickens to get to that football, and he just couldn't quite get there.
Well, Todd Gatlin, I think it's Todd Gatlin right here, just makes an outstanding hit. No. Well, Gatlin was there making a play, and one of the other Gator defenders hit the ball, sprung it loose, and Gerald Dickens just attacked the football. Good effort, good hustle by everybody.
And a handle on that thing. Third down and 2 from the 28. Hand off to Quinn, hit near the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got the first down. Big number 98, James Spear, on the bottom of that stack, along with Clifford Charlton and Webby Burnett. That'll be 4th down and 1. And you see the Temple quarterback and the head coach, and the decision they've made is to go for it on 4th down and 1.
Kind of a wild decision here this early in the second half, but you got to admire Bruce Arians trying to win this game and not throwing in the towel. He's going after the win.
They need about a half a yard. Thompson sneaks and keeps it for the first down.
Thompson sneaks.
Nose guard Webby Burnett on the bottom of that stack once again.
First down, Temple.
So the Owls gamble a little bit there as Galen Hall looks on from the west sidelines in Florida Field. Another sellout crowd of over 74,000 witnessing this homecoming game between Florida and Temple. Gators have not lost a homecoming game since 1979 in the 0-10-1 season. First down from the 31-yard line for Temple. Quinn is chased down by Jarvis Williams. One of the key reasons why Florida has been so difficult to run against is number 26 in orange right there.
Jarvis Williams coming from his strong safety position, coming up, containing this sweep play, showing his speed, showing his strength. He's made a great contribution to the success of the Florida defense so far.
Second down and 12 for Temple. Florida 24, Temple 3. No scoring so far here in the third quarter. Running right side this time, and there was Jarvis Williams again.
Wow. He is like a rock when he comes up there. Kind of reminds me of Jack Tatum that played for the Oakland Raiders, the way Jarvis comes up and just strikes people. He just fought right through that block that time and stuffed the runner. Just an outstanding play.
Can any college team in America boast of two finer safeties than Jarvis Williams and Louis Oliver?
It sure would be hard. Of course, Jarvis being a cornerback last year showing incredible versatility.
Temple's going the wrong way. It's third down and 15. Thompson unloads it. And he's got Gibson, but there is Louis Oliver to wrestle him down. That was a big conversion for the Temple Owls as they pick up the first down out to the 45-yard line.
First down, Temple.
Mid-State Federal Savings and Loan is proud to sponsor an award for the most valuable Gator player in this afternoon's game. The Mid-State Award will recognize that player whose determination and performance on the field contribute the most to help the Gators. Lee and I'll be picking our Mid-State Federal Player of the game a little bit later on. Clifford Charlton wraps up Quinn around the ankles and brings him down out near the midfield area.
Clifford Charlton is just everywhere, coming from that outside linebacker position. And of course, the Florida defensive coaches do a great job of moving him around so that the opponents can't just key on Clifford. And time after time, you'll see him making plays that most outside linebackers wouldn't even be near.
Having a big game this afternoon, Clifford Charlton, the senior from Tallahassee. Quinn tripped up this time by Todd Gatlin as he came across the line of scrimmage. That'll leave them still a couple of yards short of the first down, around the 47-yard line of Florida.
Todd Gatlin being very effective in this game. It seems in the last several plays, whether he's actually made the play himself or not, he has caused something to happen. Either stripping a blocker out of the way or making a big hit on a lineman, but he is around that ball.
Temple trying to keep this drive going. But that won't make the first down yardage. Quinn hit once again by Clifford Charlton, number 56.
Again, Clifford Charlton showing his strength and quickness. See him on the left side, coming in, crashing in right there. And Todd Gatlin stuffed the blocker, and here came Clifford Charlton. Great play by both those guys.
Once again, we see Temple continue to try and pound it up inside against Florida instead of running outside. Very obvious their game plan doesn't indicate that they can run outside on Florida. On fourth down and inches, Thompson is trying to draw the Gator defense offside. And now they'll take the delay of game penalty and punt the football. Good move there. A nice try by Bruce Arians and his staff. Really have nothing to lose. Liberati punts it. He's been very effective at putting that ball inside the 20. He's done it 21 of 57 times. And he just does it again as it trickles in down around the 19-yard line. Florida's offense unable to move the football on its series, and we pick up play once again with just inside 4 minutes left in the quarter, and Temple with it at their 47-yard line. Tom Quinn, whose father, by the way, is an actor. Seeing the Garcia Vega cigar commercials? The guy smoking the cigar?
That's him?
That's his dad.
How about it?
You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know it. I didn't know it. You can see on that last play again, Temple coming with an unbalanced line, and I'm sure a lot to do with their concept of running inside on Florida has to do with the absence of their great running back, Todd McNair,
who came into this game with over 700 yards rushing. And Quinn, number 23, carries it again. Had only 88 yards rushing coming into this football game. He's a redshirt freshman. Quinn, out of Trenton, New Jersey. Mark Murray made the stop. Linebacker from Apopka. And it'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 46-yard line. Florida 24, Temple 3, late in the 3rd quarter. Florida got back on sides after almost jumping off sides, and Nelson Herrera picks up the 1st down to the 42-yard line. Lewis Oliver and Huey Richardson.
Well, heads-up play by the Florida defensive front there. Something drew them off sides. Right here, you'll see them jump. But they get back. There's no contact made, and that's legal. A lot of poise by that Florida defensive front on that play. They run a draw play and take advantage of Florida's pursuit. There you have Jarvis Williams and Lewis Oliver. Two tough guys to run into.
1st down for the 42-yard line. They give it to Herrera again, and a big fullback pounds it down for about 4 more yards around the 38-yard line of Florida. Gator off the bottom of that stack is linebacker Mark Murray. Great crowd at Florida Field on a beautiful October afternoon. About 79 degrees at kickoff. Winds about 10 miles an hour out of the north. Couldn't ask for a better day to play this great game from the 38-yard line. 2nd down and 6. They give it to Quinn and reverse it to Palis, and he slips and falls as Mulberry was there to close the door on the end around.
Ricky Mulberry doing a great job, not just physically but mentally, staying in on that play. His job is always to check for things like that, reverses and trick plays back to his side. And truthfully, Florida's pursuit was fooled on that play, and if it wasn't for Ricky Mulberry, they might have had a good play, and he just got rid of the blocker and made a very, very fine play.
3rd and 7. Thompson hit from behind by Owen Bartriff, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for the big tight end, Hennant. And Florida, with Huey Richardson and Owen Bartriff chasing James Thompson, is able to put great pressure on the Temple quarterback.
Florida mixing up its defensive fronts and its coverages and coming with blitzes from time to time to keep Temple confused.
It is 4th down and 7, and Temple, trailing by 21 points, is going to go for the 1st down. A deep shotgun formation for James Thompson, standing back at the 50-yard line. Thompson fumbles the football, and Florida has recovered. Henry Brown at the bottom of that stack. Florida would have taken over one way or the other on downs or the fumble, and Brown recovered the loose ball.
Hard to know whether Thompson actually has the option to kick or not. But that's the old lesson of tuck the ball away. Florida's defense heads up. They just played their regular defense.
Milk kick. Kick. Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick. Pour a glass of milk real tall, getting proteins and vitamins and loving it all. Kick, 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 kick. Milk kick. Kick. Come on, everybody, do that kick. America's favorite health kick. Milk.
Around 20 years ago, Sonny Tillman started cooking up his own brand of barbecue. Sonny's success was built on a pleasant setting for a tasty meal at a reasonable price. It's still that way at Sonny's everywhere. That same great barbecue taste cooked into Sonny's ribs or chicken, beef or pork. So come to Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue for barbecue at its best.
'Cause everybody loves to meet at Sonny's. Barbecue at its best.
Emmitt Smith has returned to the Florida lineup after it has been determined that there is no break in his right wrist, only a sprain. So Emmitt Smith, the freshman from Pensacola, continues in his pursuit of 1,000 yards in his freshman season. Running out of the tailback spot behind Anthony Williams. Smith looking for some blocking from that big offensive line and picks up about 4 yards. He's gone over the 100-yard mark for the 6th consecutive game already here this afternoon, and he's getting close to that 1,000-yard mark. He only needs 28 from this point. So Emmitt Smith carrying the Gators into the 4th quarter as the Florida Gators lead by 21.
A.G. Klaus Gallery invites you to step into an elegant world gone by to see the exquisite antiques and fine jewelry that could become part of your world. A.G. Klaus Gallery has unique estate jewelry offered to you at a substantial reduction. When buying estate jewelry, you receive savings of at least 50% and more. You'll marvel at the outstanding selection of clocks from around the world, hand-painted china, sterling, and more. A layaway plan is available for your convenience. A.G. Klaus Gallery in the Thornbrook Village.
Dedication, years of preparation, a Japanese commitment to excellence, perfecting an art. For hundreds of years, traditions have passed from generation to generation. Today, those same traditions can be appreciated in the engineering of one of the world's most reliable automobiles, Honda. What does that tradition mean to you? It means...
Y'all better get on down to Ken Atkins Honda today, you hear?
Ken Atkins Honda, Ocala.
Are we recording? I'm just practicing. Come on in this fall to Roderick's in the Creekside Mall. Hi. No. Hi, sports fans. I'm just practicing, right? Tell them I'm making a TV commercial. Where was I? As long as the others follow, Roderick's will lead the way. Is that a 15-second spot?
Roderick's, we take your clothing seriously.
With rising energy costs, homeowners are seeking alternative energy sources. Gainesville Gas can help with clean, economical, efficient natural gas. And to prove it, we'll pay you up to $450 when you change out your oil or electric central heat and your electric hot water heater. Yes, you can conserve energy, and your future monthly energy savings will soon pay for your initial investment. Call Gainesville Gas at 372-6391 for a free estimate to see if you qualify. And join the energy conservation team today.
The 4th quarter with Florida at the Temple 23-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Bell finds Emmitt Smith, and the Temple defenders find Emmitt Smith. Not much on that play. In fact, the Gators may have lost a little bit of yardage.
Again, this is the read screen play where Kerwin's looking at Walter Odom or Emmitt. And Emmitt showing that incredible strength, that he has. He almost comes walking right out of that. Could have picked up a lot more yards. Nice catch.
3rd down and 7. Ernie Mills in motion. And Bell gives it back to Mills on a reverse. But there's Joe Pacenti to make the stop. Mills got a couple of yards. There was a penalty called against Temple for a face mask, a 5-yard tack on. So Florida has a 1st down at the 17-yard line. And Bell gives it to Emmitt Smith. He's to the 15. Inside the 10-yard line before he steps out of bounds, and there's another late hit and another penalty called against Temple. Gator football is brought to you by Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue. Barbecue at its best. By Eastern Airlines, the official airline of the Florida Gators. Eastern, we've got your ticket. And by the people of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, official sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. We had 2 penalties on that last play, and the football is moved down to the 2-yard line of Temple. Anthony Williams lead blocking for Emmitt Smith, but nowhere to go, as the Owls make sure that the freshman does not get in on the 1st and goal play.
The Temple linebacker, Pacena, shot through the gap and made penetration. He got a hold of Emmett's legs before he could get airborne on that play. Otherwise, once Emmett gets up in the air, it's pretty tough to keep him out of that end zone. Pacena did a nice job for Temple.
Emmitt Smith lost about a half-yard. The ball now parked between the 2- and 3-yard lines. It is 2nd down and goal. Bell throwing for Willard in the corner of the end zone, and it's overthrown and incomplete with Greenwood covering. One-on-one coverage down on the corner, and we see Florida go with that play often.
Well, it's called a fade or an alley-oop type pass, and what you get down here is you get defensive backs playing the wide receivers very tight, but they play to their inside shoulder trying to stop them from crossing the field. So if the receiver just comes straight off the line and the quarterback throws the ball on a high arc and keeps it to the outside, it's very difficult for a defensive back to stop that play without interfering with the receiver.
That pass a little flat, perhaps. Maybe not quite enough arc. Pitch to Emmitt Smith. He found a crack, and he finds the end zone for the first time this afternoon and for the 11th time of the season. Playing with that right wrist taped up, but Emmitt Smith carries it in for the first touchdown of the 2nd half for Florida.
Temple was anticipating the sweep on this play, and they've got people out very wide trying to stop it. There goes Emmett, just running through the arms and the shoulders. Very easy. Had great blocking up front.
Charlie Wright should get a lot of credit for that touchdown. Robert McGinney's extra point is good, and Florida's on top 31-3.
There's a new source of power in town. A new power in banking. 600 locations in the South. 100 years of experience. First Union National Bank. Let the power be with you.
What's in a name? Well, when your name is Scotty's. Scotty's, the only name you need to know.
Robert McGinney kicks off as Florida has taken a 31-3 lead over Temple in the 4th quarter. Mike Palis steps out of bounds up around the 29-yard line with 13 minutes left in the game. And it's the Owls football at their own 29-yard line. Emmitt Smith now is only 3 touchdown runs away from the record set by Buford Long for 14 touchdown runs in 1952. And that Gator defense just keeps on stuffing the opponent.
Pretty incredible statistic. Only 6 points allowed against the Gator defense on Florida field and no touchdowns to date.
And only 4 touchdowns allowed all season long by that Gator defense, no matter where you're talking about the game was played. Temple with a new quarterback out there, Tony Lero. And Lero hands off to Quinn, who picks up about 4 yards. Clifford Charlton once again makes the stop.
Unbelievable quickness by Clifford Charlton, coming from the left side of the line and running down the Temple back, who is going completely in the other direction. Great quickness.
74,000 plus enjoying this homecoming battle between Florida and Temple. 2nd down and 6. Quinn is brought down by linebacker Jerry Odom and tackle Pat Penner. Picked up a couple of yards on the play, but an illegal block penalty sends Temple reeling back 15 more yards, and they're 2nd and 20 from their 20-yard line. And there's Webby Burnett wrapping up the fullback Morris.
Gosh, that was a great play by Webby Burnett. You see him coming right up the middle on the center, just fighting off the block, reaching out with his other hand, wrapping up the ball carrier, and there come the rest of the Gators. Great play by Webby Burnett.
A lot of help. Number 95, Raji Gordon, a redshirt freshman from Atlanta. A high school teammate at Lakeside High in Atlanta of Huey Richardson. 3rd down and 25. From the 14-yard line. Valero stands tall in the pocket and finds his receiver, Gibson, out to the 34-yard line, but they will be short of the first down.
Fine catch by Gibson here. He just goes down the field 12 to 15 yards, turns to the inside. Nicely timed ball. Defense is there quickly after the catch. Well-timed play.
Tony Jones, the defensive back from Tallahassee, makes the stop. Liberati on to punt once again. Jarvis Williams from the 18-yard line. Breaking a couple of tackles. Look out, he's got that great speed. And down he goes inside the 35 at the 34-yard line, and there's going to be more tacked onto that. He is an exciting punt return man, one of the top punt returners in the country. The senior from Palatka came in averaging 15 yards per return, and this won't do anything but help that average.
He's ranked 10th in the country in punt returns and was a high school running back, and you can see why. Just showing great block there by Loden to spring him. Jarvis Williams going down the field. You can see Glover using good judgment right there, not making a clip, which is something you see so often, people trying to help, but making an unwise decision to clip. Good job by Glover. Great return by Jarvis Williams.
And you saw the late hit, which tacked it on even further downfield. And a 49-yard return, and the penalty puts it at the 19-yard line. Emmitt Smith hit by Pacenti after a gain of a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 17.
Of course, Emmitt is now about 18 to 20 yards away from the record, reaching that 1,000-yard mark. It'll be hard for him to get it on this drive with 19 yards.
I believe he's going to have to wait till the next series, at least. An amazing record to hit 1,000 yards as a freshman in your 7th game when you consider all the running backs who have played this great game. And that guy right there may have better numbers than every one of them. Another 4 yards, and Lorenzo Square makes the stop at the 13-yard line. That will bring up 3rd and 4, Lee.
The thing you have to remember about Emmitt, too, is that he didn't play very much in the Miami game, so he's really done it in 6 games, which makes the record even more phenomenal.
And only 10 carries in his 2nd game against Tulsa, a game which he did not start. The Gators just about to run out of time on that 25-second clock as Bell steps to the line of scrimmage, and Kerwin spots that and alertly calls timeout so as not to lose the 5 yards for the delay of game. Timeout on the field with just inside 7 minutes left in the football game.
Coach, you know a lot about cars. What should I buy? A family man like you really should look at Ford's Aerostar. It's one of America's favorite minivans.
But can I afford one?
Right now, the Ford dealers here in Florida and South Georgia are making fantastic year-end closeout deals. This is the best time to buy an Aerostar.
I can afford an Aerostar? I can afford an Aerostar.
Prices may never be lower. See your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Aerostar.
In 1973, a small bar served the first light beer. The response was unanimous.
Tastes great.
Here was a beer with its own special brewing process.
Less filling.
It's brewed to be light with only the finest quality ingredients.
Tastes great. It's less filling.
Today there are lots of lights around, but none are brewed like Miller Lite, and none can match the taste.
Tastes great! Tastes great!
For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
3rd down and 4 from the Temple 13-yard line. Bell fakes the handoff to Emmitt Smith, throwing for the end zone, deflected, almost intercepted, and then falls incomplete. Nice play by the defensive back, Jeff Thomas.
Temple was in a man-to-man coverage that time, coming with a blitz. Willie Snead ran to the post, then broke back out to the corner. Had his man beat. Kerwin held the ball just a little bit too long because Willie Snead had 3 or 4 steps on the Temple defender. It takes a lot of timing to make that play work. They were close.
Robert McGinney sits right in front of the goal post from 29 yards out. And the kick is right through the uprights. A 29-yard field goal for Robert McGinney. Florida now leading the Owls 34-3 in the 4th period. And McGinney kicks off, and Rich Drayton fields it at the 15-yard line. Bill Lang brings him down up around the 31-yard line. Temple could not move the football, and we pick up action with about midway through the 4th period. 7:36 on the clock. Florida with the football, first down and 10. The Gators from their own 21-yard line. Emmitt Smith looking for that 1,000-yard mark. In the 7th game of his freshman season, Bell gives it to Emmitt Smith. Nice crack on the left side. Great cut to the outside, and Emmitt Smith has got the record and more as he runs out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And that will do it. The earliest a freshman has ever hit that 1,000-yard mark. Earlier than Dorsett, earlier than Walker. And Emmitt Smith has done it in game number 7.
And he did it in fantastic style on a run like that. He didn't have to go get a half a yard or 1 yard. He does it on a classic Emmitt Smith run. Great blocking, finds his holes, gets back out to the outside, lets his blockers work for him. That's a well-deserved honor. Offensive line shares a great part of that. I'm sure Emmitt would tell you that right this very moment. One of the most heartening things to see is this right here. All his teammates excited about it, especially the offensive line. They're all hugging and patting each other because they know they were a major part of that success.
1,011 yards on the season for Emmitt Smith, and Florida did so much celebrating that they're going to pick up a 5-yard penalty, but I don't think anybody in orange and blue will object to that loss of 5 yards.
You know, I think Galen Hall just did a real first-class thing by taking him out at this time and letting the fans give him a hand. And the reason Florida got the penalty is because his backup, Wayne Williams, was hugging him instead of going to the huddle.
Bell shoots it out in the flat. Ernie Mills, a good catch, hangs on to that football as they take him out of bounds.
Ernie Mills has played a good ball game today. He's caught 2 or 3 balls in traffic and showing an improvement in his concentration. Of course, he has that great quickness and leaping ability.
That play going to come back, though, because of a holding violation against the Florida Gators. Bell with time running out on him, and he'll take the quarterback sack as Brukenbrod comes hammering in on the senior quarterback. Everybody celebrating this tremendous performance. Emmitt Smith, the first back in college football this year to eclipse the 1,000-yard mark. And he finishes the afternoon with 175 yards unofficially against Temple. Pepe Lascano, now the Florida quarterback, as Kerwin Bell is on the sidelines, having accomplished what he wanted to accomplish against Temple this afternoon. Wayne Williams, the ball carrier.
Well, I think that's a very commendable thing to Galen Hall and the offensive staff again for taking Kerwin out. Kerwin having probably his sharpest game of the season, throwing for over 200 yards, showing a lot of improvement in that throwing game. He also wants to be sure he's well for the Auburn, Georgia, Kentucky stretch.
Next week is open, of course, and Florida comes back with the 4 big games in November. Nervous November against Auburn, Georgia, Kentucky, and Florida State. There's Wayne Williams again, running it up over the 20-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down and long as time running out here in the 4th quarter. The homecoming crowd has definitely had their money's worth this afternoon. Temple is every bit as tough and every bit as physical as we expected. And the Gators, as they did last week, Lee, came ready to play.
They did. I think there's probably been more penalties in this game than the Florida coaching staff wanted to see, but they certainly have executed well again, as they have in the last several weeks. showing that I think they truly are an outstanding football team.
Nice extra roll for Jamie McAndrew. Puts that ball out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Just over 5 minutes left in the game. Florida 34, Temple University 3. And Glenn Hassett tackled by Huey Richardson. Raji Gordon, that pair of Atlanta defenders, couple of yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line.
Temple showing that as this game has progressed, how limited they can be without Todd McNair, who was on his way to a 1,000-yard season himself and an outstanding back, but they just do not seem to be able to get the ball outside on Florida's defense.
New quarterback for the Owls is number 12, Matt Baker. 3rd quarterback of the afternoon for Temple, and Baker overthrows his receiver, Chambers, and there's another flag. We have seen a lot of those this afternoon. Personal foul against Florida. Moves that football out to the 50-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Temple. Tight end Hennett in motion. Baker has good protection. Going for the home run ball, and he overthrows his man at the 10-yard line. Rich Drayton, the intended receiver, the freshman from Philadelphia, has not caught a pass this afternoon, and he came into this game as the Owls' leading receiver with 17 receptions.
He had a step on Florida's defensive backfield. That ball was just slightly overthrown.
Second down and 10. Baker looking for the tight end, and he cannot hold on as Richard Fain breaks up the pass.
Fain was in good position on that play. Florida came with a blitz with its young linebackers led by Gerald Odom there, the freshman, calling the defensive signals in the huddle. Doing a good job for a freshman handling that position, but Fain was covering the tight end and right there when the ball was touched.
It's 3rd down and 10. Here comes the Florida blitz again. And there's Jerry Odom with the quarterback sack. A loss of 10 yards back to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
Florida blitzing 2 plays in a row, and Odom showing his quickness, but most of all his intensity and his competitiveness, getting in there making a sack. Excellent play by the young linebacker.
Huey Richardson got there in time to join in on the fun as well. Liberati punting. Ernie Mills deep to return this one from the 14-yard line, and Mills scrambles out to around the 17-yard line. We pick up action midway through the drive as the football game is now over as the Florida Gators defeat Temple 34-3, our final score.
Stat flight, cardiologists, rehab technicians. Alachua General Hospital's team of professionals leads the fight against heart disease, America's #1 killer. Utilizing the latest medical advancements, Alachua General's cardiac team combats heart attacks with balloon angioplasty, a procedure that opens clogged arteries and restores blood flow without major surgery. Alachua General Hospital, the cardiac care professionals.
Service is something that every car and truck owner should be concerned about. And at White Ford in Chiefland, we're fanatic in our quest to provide you with the best service anywhere. From simple preventive maintenance to complex powertrain overhaul to complete body shop work, our technicians are diligent in their efforts to do it right the first time. Regardless of where you bought your car or truck, when it comes time to get it serviced, bring it to White Ford in Chiefland so we can prove that you're #1.
Once again, our Mid-State Federal Player of the Game, freshman running back Emmitt Smith. Difficult to give it to anybody else when a young man sets an NCAA record for reaching that 1,000-yard mark in the 7th game of the season. Took Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett 8 games in their great freshman years to do what Emmitt Smith was able to do here in 7 games at Florida.
Well, you can see the offensive line, how effective they are. You got a block by the fullback Williams. Emmitt making a patented Emmitt Smith run, doing it in style, getting that record. And as we said earlier, that's an incredible feat. We've seen something special today at Florida Field. It's awfully exciting to know that we've got 3.5 more years to see Emmitt Smith run that football.
Gator fans had a little bit of a scare in this one because Emmitt went out with an apparent wrist injury, and into the locker room he went in the first half, but came back after x-rays showed it was only a sprain. And he comes back in the second half, and on that run you just saw a moment ago, he clips the 1,000-yard mark. The freshman now with 1,011 yards. And he's already that's the 3rd best season in the history of Florida football. Neil Anderson had 1,034 in '85. Jimmy DuBois 1,307 in '75, and Emmitt Smith now 1,011. So he only needs 23 yards against Auburn to have the 2nd best season overall in Florida football history rushing, but still then 3 games to play.
Fantastic. And of course you can't forget the fact that he's leading the NCAA in rushing at this point in the season, going into this game, and I'm sure with this kind of performance he's probably going to stay in that spot for the rest of the week.
Offensively, to continue our comments about this football game, it was Kerwin Bell, 15 of 22, 212 yards, and 2 touchdowns this afternoon. So a really fine performance by the senior quarterback. And defensively, once again, the opposition unable to get 100 yards rushing. That's the 5th time in 7 games an opponent has been unable to hit the 100-yard rushing mark against this Gator offense. And we want to congratulate Glenn Kreiser and his fiancee Michelle. That's some kind of proposal, isn't it, Lee?
Well, football makes you do crazy things. Just a football environment. You never know what it'll do to you.
What do you think the answer? I'm not a lip reader, but I think she said yes.
Yeah, I think they probably will go ahead with it.
Best wishes to that pair.
That's great.
Once again, that Gator defense holding Temple only 156 yards in total offense this afternoon, have given up only 4 touchdowns all season long and only 2 touchdowns in the last 6 games. So Florida came in ranked 6th in the nation in total defense and did nothing to damage that ranking here this afternoon.
You know, one player that we ought to mention is Jarvis Williams, who is not getting a lot of attention in the press right now because he's not making a lot of interceptions, but they've moved him to a new position, the strong safety position, where he doesn't have that many opportunities to intercept the ball, but he's leading the team in tackles and just a real force on that defense.
Almost overlooked in our post-game comments, Stacy Simmons.
Stacy Simmons just having a great catch and run on his 70-yard touchdown play, and again showing some progress, and I think Stacy Simmons could be a great wide receiver. He's just electric after he touches that ball.
Next week, Florida has the open date. They've got a couple of weeks to get ready for nervous November with the Tigers and the Bulldogs and the Wildcats and the Seminoles laying in waiting there. Auburn will play Mississippi State next week, and we look forward to that Gator game against the Auburn Tigers in 2 weeks.
Gator football has been brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Florida, Armstrong Carpet and Flooring, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida, Eastern Airlines, First Union Bank, your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealers, Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Likes Meats, Miller Lite, Scotty's, Shands Hospital at the University of Florida, and Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue. National Car Rental is the official car rental company of the Florida Gators. National features GM cars like the Pontiac Grand Am. For reservations, call 1-800-CAR-RENT. When in Gainesville, stay at the University Center Hotel, within walking distance of the University of Florida campus. University Center Hotel, Gainesville's newest and most elegant hotel.
Jensen, Sunday nights at 11:30.
Excuse me.
Well, I'll try.
Which one is Barkley?
Fellow with his back to the stove.
Thank you.
Cattle prices drop off any more like this, pretty soon we'll have to pay them to take our beef.
It'll get better. Before it gets worse.
Howdy. Is this chair occupied?
We're playing poker, mister.
I'd hope so.
For money.
It's the only way to play.
Is that you smelling like that?
Eau de cologne. Makes a good bracer.
I reckon it does. You're making my eyes water, mister.
Freeman. Josiah Freeman.
Oh, this is Carl Wheeler. Dan Kelsey. And
I know who you are, sir. I'd venture to say that so do most in Northern California.
Oh, really? Well, can you open?
Oh, what's the limit?
$20.
I open for 2.
You're 2, 3 more. That'll be 5 to you, Carl.
Oh, you from around here, Mr. Freeman?
Hallettsburg. Got a small ranch up there.
Well, that's good cattle country.
Yes.
Cards.
Oh, 3, please.
2.
Same.
My bet?
Mm-hmm.
I bet $2.
$2. And 3. 5.
Too rich for me.
I'll raise you 20. I'm light $20, shy 20.
Must be some hand you got there, Mr. Freeman.
I'm afraid so.
I'll just call your $20 raise.
Can you beat a pair of 8s?
That all?
I'm afraid so.
Full house.
You win. Well, I owe you $20.
You play poker often, Mr. Freeman?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Still got a ranch, huh?
If you'll just countersign these both copies, Mr. Barkley, I'll be on my way.
What's this?
Well, it's a note of transfer. Unfortunately, I'm out of currency, and I'm forced to sign over 20 head of prime JF stock to you.
Well, all right. But first thing tomorrow morning, you better deliver that 20 head of prime JF stock, or you're going to be known as the late Josiah Freeman.
Don't worry. You take Nick Barkley?
Mm-hmm.
You're Jared Barkley.
No, Nick. Jared's my brother, you know?
Not as well as I thought. Are you anything like your brother?
Different as night and day. Jared, he'd even try to reason with a fence post. But Nick here, he'd sooner bust it in two.
He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
What's that?
The Proverbs. Try to be more like your brother.
American pride begins at home, your home.
Since 1957, American Pride has offered quality home improvement services throughout Florida. Anything that will improve your home, we do with pride. American workers using genuine American-made products for quality and service second to none. That's the American way.
I'm president of American Pride, and I know nothing's better than American Pride. I want you to have American Pride in your home.
Skeeter's, a Gainesville legend because our people care, and we give you the most food for your money, like our early bird specials featuring 4 mouth-watering country breakfasts, each for just $1.99. Or how about our Lunch Express and early bird dinners, 5 different meals to choose from each day. And of course, Skeeter's is still the home of those big biscuits for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's Skeeter's, where the folks are real friendly and the food's real good.
Skeeter's, for good times, great food, it's fun. Skeeter's. Central Florida takes pride. What makes us want to serve you the way we do? Takes pride, it takes pride, and we're gonna show it. You're the best and you should know it. Come on and share a smile, Central Florida style. So here's to ya, Central Florida, your spirit shining through. Come Chevrolet, we've got pride.
Driving on bad tires can be dangerous. Do you know how to tell if your tires are wearing one-sided or cupping out?
If not, let the experts at Mott Tire and Brake check them for you at no charge. They will tell you if you need new tires and why.
They have the best to choose from: Sumitomo, Michelin, and Dayton.
Just use your Dayton credit card and you'll have 90 days to pay. No finance charges and no annual fees.
If you suspect you need new tires, get them checked for free at Mott Tire and Brake, where your safety comes first.
Nick, old boy, I think you've been had. Oh, he'll come. May have been a miserable poker player, but he did have an honest face, more or less.
And that honest face is probably halfway to Oregon by now.
I'll tell you, he'd be here.
I think you're right, Nick. At the rate cattle prices are falling, he might be more than willing to get rid of some of his beef.
Now, that is a fact. He did seem kind of happy when he found out he lost, though. Oh, well.
Mother,